I'm Dave Abrams.
And I'm Kristin Lagana. Welcome to Arundel County Week in Review. In this episode, we'll preview the Lifeline 100 bike ride and tell you about Trunk or Treat at Northeast High School. But first, making headlines this week. The county's redesigned seal is now official. The county council approved the new design this week, and it is looking sharp. When the legislation becomes effective next month, you'll see the new seal on our website and other places online. Eventually, it will also appear on our flags, signs, and decals. Now, the county will not be replacing everything at once because that could get expensive, so the new seal will be rolled out slowly as items get worn out. Thanks to the joys of the internet, however, event flyers, letterheads, and websites can be switched over quickly. Flags will have to wait until the ones we have now need to be replaced. Here are a few features of the new design. It's done as a vector image, which means it can be scaled to any size with no blurriness. The felt top has been added to mimic the actual coronet worn by Charles Calvert and Arundel's son back in 1675, the year Dave was born. The colors match the Maryland flag exactly. Other features were added to match the original coronet, such as the gold band and white ermine. I think the Calverts would be pleased, Dave.
I hope so. I hope they're happy with it.
Yeah.
But it was a very interesting project.
As is anything when you want to change something we've been using for years and years and years.
It's been 50 years since.
But it was due for a makeover.
And it wasn't just that. There were a lot of things. I mean, part of it was if you get bored tonight, go on Google Images and Google Anne Arundel County Seal, and you'll see 5, 6, 7 different images where the design is different. And it's just because over the years, when you've had 50 years since it was standardized, different people are drawing it, different people are painting it, they're doing different things, and they take some artistic license, shall we say, and then next thing you know, you got something that isn't accurate.
You have all these different seals.
You have all this stuff floating around. My personal favorite is there's one, if you're ever walking by the Arundel Center on the side of the building, we call it the hair version, where between the coronet and the shield, which is like the head or the face, there's this hair drawn into the design. It's just silly looking.
Yeah, that is
It's just
silly.
like they couldn't figure out what to do with that space, so they put some hair there to show that the coronet is sitting on someone's head.
Yeah.
So part of it was to get all of the specs straight, so going forward it will be consistent. Branding, it's very important to be consistent.
And like you said about the vector image, we don't want something that's blurry. We need to be able to blow it all different sizes, and it should just be consistent and clear with all of
How about that we got to educate people on Week in Review about vector.
Vector art.
Vector is a very big deal in the graphic design world. And
JPEG.
The simple way of saying it is when you look at a picture, you look at a drawing online and it's all blurry and you're like, ugh. And you go to something else, not our seal, not on our watch.
Not in this house.
It's clear, baby.
Clear as crystal waters where seals swim.
But thank you to the council for supporting that, and I think everyone will be pleased and get used to it real quickly. So.
And great job with your work on it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It was a labor of love.
Yeah, indeed.
Well, 3 different counties got together this week to compare notes on the battle against heroin addiction with the help of a celebrity guest. Keith Mills was the featured speaker at the Tri-County Summit on Opioid Addiction in Clarksville. The WBAL TV sportscaster talked about his personal struggles with addiction to prescription drugs.
I truly feel that I got a story that can be told, and if it can help, whether it be adults, students, teachers, politicians, then I feel obligated to do it. I went through a difficult time with the substance abuse, an interesting journey, a lot of peaks and valleys. Got a lot of support from the people at WBAL, and I just feel a necessity to reach out and try to maybe change some lives, or at least educate some people that are going through what I went through.
The summit brought together experts from Anne Arundel, Howard, and Harford counties in Clarksville to talk about programs that are working and not working. One thing that everyone could agree on is that the problem is getting worse. In Anne Arundel County, we have had 88 deaths from overdoses this year compared to 30 for all of 2015.
It's really sad to hear those numbers have increased that greatly.
It is, and people are struggling to come up with solutions, and even some of the innovations have been done around the country. They're not quite working, and it comes down to, unfortunately, it's not a simple solution. You need to educate young kids. When we were kids, they did the Mothers Against Drunk Driving was
DARE.
a big deal, and DARE, and you were inundated. This is your brain on drugs. You were inundated with these messages about the issues of the day, and we need to do that again. And that's what we're trying to do, and that's why over and over again you're seeing on this show, and you're seeing in the different items and publications that we're putting out, that we're focused on this issue, because we're just trying to get the word out in as many different ways as we can to reach as many people as possible, because it's not an easy solution. It's going to take time, and it's going to take a lot of effort.
And a lot of efforts from different facets, as we've repeated on the show with County Executive Shue coming in and saying it's folks from the resident standpoint, it's folks from law enforcement, it's from health, it's everywhere.
And you always hear these statistics. The statistics are alarming, but and I'm not going to say the actual number because I don't want to get it wrong, but I think it was County Executive Kittleman mentioned that the uptick in people 55 and over using heroin has gone up like by more. I'm going to say more than 50%.
So not just
in the last couple of years. So it's not just kids. It's not just a certain age group. It's not a certain economic group. It's not a certain racial group. It's really everywhere, and that's because it starts with prescription medications that people get for surgeries and for ailments and breaking a leg and things like that aren't monitored appropriately, and the person ends up addicted and it starts a downward spiral. So it's really sad, and it is great to see all the brave people who are standing up and saying, "This is my story." Like Keith Mills, Keith is a very well-known and liked sportscaster in this area, and for someone like him to say, "This happened to me," it helps.
Mm-hmm. I agree, and there's plenty of excellent resources available through the county right now to help if you know someone who needs it.
Absolutely.
Well, everyone is focused on Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump when it comes to the election on November 8th, but there are some local races and issues to study up on as well. There are 6 proposed amendments to the county charter. Among them are requiring more frequent updates to the county code, public hearings on the annual budget, and a higher minimum contract amount to trigger competitive bidding. You can find all of the ballot questions on our homepage, aacounty.org, by simply clicking on the spotlight for charter questions. Also, don't forget there will be other local races, including U.S. Senator, Representative in Congress, and judges. And finally, consider volunteering as an election judge. Just go to the Board of Elections website for all of the details. Believe it or not, early voting begins in just 3 weeks, October 27th.
Now, Kristin, election judges, they're huge, they're great. We're going to take a quick break and work on our impressions, and when we return, we'll talk to Jon Korin about Lifeline 100. Take a look at our community calendar for events happening around town, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back. Joining us in the studio this week, we're delighted to have Mr. Jon Korin, who's going to talk to us all about Lifeline 100 today and bicycling around the county. But first, I want to talk about the commission that you serve president for, and that is the Bicycle Advocates for Annapolis and Anne Arundel County, or Bike AAA.
Right, so there's Bike AAA, which is a 501c3, all-volunteer nonprofit that advocates for safe cycling throughout the county. We teach children and adults how to ride, and we advocate for more safe places to ride. And then separately, County Executive Shue announced last August on the B&A Trail the formation of the Anne Arundel County Bicycle Advisory Commission. That's a county advisory group.
Nice.
He appoints all the commissioners. We've got 11 citizen members that span the full geography of the county, and then we've got about an equal number of government reps from county, City of Annapolis, and also from the state.
And this is really important because we're seeing more cyclists increase around the county and the City of Annapolis. So tell us a bit about what the commission's doing to try and improve cycling around here.
Yeah, the most central focus for the Bike Commission is to build out a safe, interconnected network of bike routes, both on trail and also on road. The county's got a lot of wonderful places to ride, like the B&A Trail, which is just a couple of 100 yards from this studio.
Right.
But the safe places to ride are not connected to one another, and they're not connected to the places that people want to go to school, to work, to shop, for tourism and so forth. And so the real goal is to connect up these places, fill in the gaps in the network, create little spurs that will get folks, again, to all the places they want to get to.
And it's all about accessibility because we're consistently talking about the waterways that we're trying to improve boating and being able to connect those waterways. So naturally, it makes sense that we do that for biking as well.
I actually met with the Water Access Commission, which just launched. I was at their second meeting, and one day, Mike Lofton and I, we're going to organize a pedal paddle.
I love it.
There you go.
I would definitely be interested in participating with that.
And also, I've heard through the grapevine, Kristin, that Jon's commission is the most organized, the most thorough,
well, that's because Jon's on it.
They are on top of this.
Right.
And they are really getting a lot done. Jon, tell us about, obviously, the big event every year is Lifeline 100. Tell us what that is and when it is.
Yeah, we're really proud of this event. This is the Anne Arundel County signature bicycle event, and it's hosted by a partnership of Bike AAA, County Police, and County Rec and Parks. All three groups had an idea about doing an event like this, and we came together and put on something really special for the first time in 2014. So this is our third year, become an annual. Our registrations have increased each year, and it's just a wonderful event. And there's something for everybody in Lifeline 100. So there are a number of things that make it unique as cycling events go. Most cycling events are long distances, and they're on road, and they're designed for cyclists, the people who put on spandex and are on road bikes and ride fast and far. Lifeline 100 includes a 15 and 30 mile trail rides, 100% on trail, ride at your own pace, bring your beach cruiser, bring your mountain bike, wear street clothes. You don't have to be a cyclist, you just have to be a person with a bicycle.
I like that.
And that's
That's
the
one
18th of
level.
October?
It's October 16th.
16th.
It's Sunday, October 16th. Registration is open now. You can go to Lifeline 100, lifeline100.com, and find all the details and register right there online.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't there something for the small ones too, like a rodeo?
Yes, there is. There's a kids' bike rodeo that
Right.
day also. This all happens at Kinder Farm Park, which is the start and finish area for the cyclists. But we also have that day a children's bike rodeo aimed at children 4 through 10. That's free of charge. It'll be on from 12:30 to 2:30. Parents can go online and reserve a time slot for their kids. And we give the children a quick safety orientation. And then we set up a little course for them where they ride and they go around a zigzag, they avoid an obstacle, they come to a stop sign and we want them to signal that they're going to stop. They come to a turn and they learn to do a turn signal. The kids have a ball.
It's a great
really
education
fun.
moment for them.
It is a great education moment. We've done similar education with the Anne Arundel County Public Schools last year. In fact, we got recognition at the school board last spring. We provided these bike rodeos and safety education for over 5,000 kids in the public schools last year.
And you raised money as well. This event raises money for, is it police and rec and parks, or how does that work?
We
and how
have
much?
3 nonprofit beneficiaries, each of which is lined up with the 3 hosts of the ride. So for county police, they work a lot, especially now, with the Anne Arundel County Crisis Response System that deals with a lot of the social and mental health issues that police get called in on that really aren't police work. And so one beneficiary is the crisis response system. Recreation Parks works with a group called Recreation Deeds for Special Needs.
Right.
They provide recreation opportunities for disabled folks, financially disadvantaged folks, and they are a beneficiary. And then Bike AAA, we are a 501c3 as well, and so we receive some of the proceeds also.
Such great causes.
Great causes, and this year another new dimension that we added is we were approached by some national nonprofits who look for events that they can use to do fundraising for their causes. So this year we have the Alzheimer's Association, Komen Breast Cancer Foundation, and then a group called the Phoenix Patriot Foundation that raises money to work with disabled vets. And the last one, the Phoenix Patriot Foundation, they are trying to attract riders to ride in memory of Patrick Feeks, an Annapolis area SEAL who was killed in action in 2012 and loved to bike. In fact, he worked at Bike Doctor Annapolis. And so anyone that wants to ride in memory of Patrick can register, designate that, and then separately they can fundraise for that or any of the other causes.
That's a lot of good reasons. Now, if I'm a real go-getter like Kristin, and I want to ride 100 miles.
And not the kids' rodeo? I thought that was your speed.
That's mine. That's the one I'm
yours.
doing.
It's
Right. 100 miles. What is that like running a marathon? Is that like the training that you need to do that? Is that something anyone can do, or do you recommend that somebody train for that? And what does the training entail?
I recommend people train. A lot of people are using Lifeline to set a new personal best for distance riding. We've got folks who say, you know, I never biked 15 miles before. I'm going to sign up and I'm going to try it. Or I've never biked 30 miles before, or 65 or 100. In fact, just today I got an email from a man who registered for the 100. He said, my wife and I are going to do this. We've never done it before. Any tips? Do we have to keep a pace? I recommend working up to it. But one of the things I told him, an advantage of Lifeline is he can sign up for the 100. The route coincides with the 65-mile route, and then at about mile 35 is where they split off. You can make a decision at that point. Do I feel up to 100? How's my pace? How much daylight is there? Is it wind? You know.
Right.
And then you could always opt for, or the 65-milers can opt for the 100.
Nice. Now, if folks want to, or are out there and their ears are perking up over this, where's more information about Lifeline 100 online?
All of the details you can find at www.lifeline100, You'll find routes, information about the rest stops, fully supported ride. We have drivers around the course if somebody needs assistance. We have bike mechanics at every rest stop. We have rest stops that are fully stocked with all kinds of energy food and water and Gatorade, yeah, and so forth. So yeah, it's really a great event.
And if there's anyone out there that kind of feels a little intimidated, I know we were talking off of the set about if you're just dusting off that bike and pulling it out of the garage, what kind of advice do you have?
So my advice number one is make sure the bicycle is in good condition. If you can do it yourself, great. A lot of times the bike that's been in the garage for a couple of years needs air in the tires.
Right.
May need a little bit of adjusting. If you can't quite get it right, bring it to a bike shop and have them just take a look. Make sure the bike is mechanically right. Second, make sure you've got a helmet. In fact, we won't let you ride Lifeline without a helmet. In Maryland, under 16, you're required to wear a helmet. Over 16, you're not required, but for the ride, you are required, and we certainly advocate always wearing a helmet. Get out and try the bike. Make sure the bike's okay, and find out what you're up to, and then set yourself a goal. Again, set yourself a goal that we've got something for everybody. Some folks are not comfortable riding on the road with cars, and so Anne Arundel County, we have these wonderful trails. We use the B&A trail and a portion of the BWI loop.
Very good. Well,
an
thank
awesome
you
event.
so much.
Good
Yeah,
job.
we really
It's a
appreciate
great
all
event.
you're doing.
Yeah, everybody come on out, bring your friends.
Yes, come out and make sure you're getting active, especially get back on that bike. And we appreciate all you're doing with the Lifeline 100 event, but also with the commission and your other ventures and making biking more safe around our county and the city of Annapolis. So we appreciate you
Well,
coming
thanks
on the
so
show.
much for having me here, and I look forward to seeing you again at the 4th Lifeline next year.
Yes, we'll see you same time, same place next year.
Great.
Well, we'll be right back with more Week in Review right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Welcome back. My favorite holiday, Halloween, is right around the corner, and students at Northeast High School have figured out a great way to bring the community together. Our own Sara Gannon has more. Sarah?
Thanks, guys. It's October, and guess what's coming? Halloween! And the signature program at Northeast is preparing a great event coming up for all those ghosts and goblins. And I am here with Carol Boyer, the chairperson for the signature program, and Brandy Dorsey she's actually the facilitator of the program at Northeast High School. Brandy, can you tell me a little bit about this event that's coming up, and then I'll talk to Carol and she can tell us what the signature event is.
Sure. So we are having a big trunk or treat here on October 15th, and then an outdoor movie, Hotel Transylvania 2. And it's free to the public unless you want to buy food. And we have 2 food trucks coming, and the fire department will be here selling food as well.
And what time does it start?
5 to 7 is the trunk or treat, and 7 to 9 the outdoor movie.
And it's on the 15th. It's a great event for all the families to come out of all ages, correct?
Yes.
Wonderful. And what types of businesses do you have that are participating in the event for the trunk or treat?
Sure. So we have resources available to parents. We have different vendors that are going to be here, and it's a little unique because they have to decorate their trunk in a theme and then hand out their vendor material or sell their resources that way. And then we have Northeast High School, all their sports teams, and we have clubs, and we have teachers all participating. So total, we have about between 40 and 50 trunks for this event.
Wow. And also, I just have another question. Are you having any type of Halloween costume contests or anything like that?
So yes, we are encouraging the kids to wear their costumes to this event.
Great. Fantastic. Carol, can you tell me about all the good things that you all do around here at Northeast in the signature?
Sure, absolutely. First of all, we have a lot of business partners that come to the meetings, and they help us implement programs for the integrated community stakeholders team in the classroom. Mm-hmm. So Ms. Dorsey, now being the new facilitator this year, is really looking at ways that she can get more businesses involved. So we encourage, if you're in the community, please, please, please call Brandy at the school and get involved with our signature program. And we want to inspire and challenge our kids to go to new dimensions with their learning.
Great.
Yeah.
And for all those who don't know, all of the high schools have signature programs, and they are all unique in their own way. And it's great. It's fantastic. If you're a stakeholder, you want to get involved in the community, signature programs are a good way to do so. And thanks, ladies, for meeting me today and talking about this, the program and about the event coming up. It's just really cool what you all do, and I appreciate, and the county appreciates what you do, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sarah. Now, Dave, have you seen Hotel Transylvania?
I have not. Have you?
We keep seeing a commercial pop
Ben
up for
Affleck
it
in
on
that?
On Demand. No, it's Adam Sandler.
Oh, okay.
And what does he say? Something, Will says it all the time. Something about, I don't know how to, something, he does the,
I'm sure it's
vampire.
Sure, it's very funny.
I forget what he says, but it's something funny. But it looks really cute.
Apparently, it is.
Do you like
a
those
very,
cute little
very
like
good film.
Pixar cartoon?
I do.
movies?
I do
too.
But I haven't seen this one.
Yeah.
So maybe we should go to
That would be
the Trunk or Treat.
awesome. Another one I can recommend for those of you with kids out there, or if you don't, and you just want to watch it on a Friday night, no judgment here, was what was it, Zootopia? So
Zootopia,
cute.
yeah.
So cute.
That one's huge.
Huge.
Yeah, my granddaughters were over recently, and they were like, Zootopia.
It's the best.
And of course, I didn't even think twice. I ordered that on demand. I paid God knows how much for
Yeah.
that movie, and it was nice. They enjoyed it, and they fell asleep, which is also part of the goal there.
Precious.
So okay, let's get it over with. Let's talk about
Don't do it.
the
Don't bring it.
Baltimore Orioles.
I don't want to talk about it.
I know you don't want to talk about it, but we have to.
It's been a hard week. I've been processing it. I'm at a better place now. I don't want to spiral back down again.
See, I think you've gone through all the stages, though. I think you've gone through the anger and the denial and the bargaining, and I think you've come to the acceptance because you remarked to me that, they weren't expected to be World Series contenders at the beginning of the year. As a matter of fact, they were expected to be the worst.
We had
in
a
the
good
division.
season. We do that normal thing where we kind of start out strong and then we stall out a bit, and then just like that at a very peak point, which was the game on Tuesday night, we kind of start out strong and then mistakes were
it was
made.
a
I will
fantastic
say
game.
this. I am not in that position, but I can't imagine what it's like if I had to liken it to performing on stage and someone was throwing stuff at the stage, how I'd feel for the rest of that
Oh, the
set.
beer guy.
This is appalling. And yes, I realize it's not a reflection of all Toronto Blue Jays fans, but have some integrity for the game.
No, just the entire country of Canada.
We're not blame Canada. No,
Right.
we're not doing that. But it's one thing that you're the guy that throws it out there, but I didn't really see any direct response of anyone pointing out to the law enforcement that came out to the stands to assist. Hey, it was that guy. And really,
It's just wrong.
If you want us to think that you're being a great fan, I believe that they have now
Behave people.
identified who it was.
When I was at Fenway, a guy ran onto the field and got tackled, and everybody cheered when he
Well,
got
the sad thing
tackled.
about Toronto is this is not the first time they've thrown stuff in the field at a postseason game.
Yeah.
So calm down.
Well-
And we're saying that as the Baltimore team. You calm down.
I know, really? Look
I
who's
hope
talking.
that our guys can make it home to Baltimore where it's safe.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So the thing that upset me, I enjoyed the game. It was a very good game. I'm kind of a casual Orioles fan.
If you still watched it, was still a good game. It's not like they were trailing behind by some ridiculous amount. They went into overtime. It was just unfortunate. There were some bad calls I think were made. There were a lot of bad calls I think that the ref made in favor of Toronto. But yes, the
Don't
one
go
thing.
there, Lagana.
No, there were.
They had a million chances to win
There were
that game.
pitches that were called strikes on our behalf, and then for them, no, it was outside. It was just ridiculous.
See, I thought you had gone through the stages, but you haven't. You clearly have not gone through all the stages.
I have. Now, this whole thing about Zach Britton,
Yeah.
I trust in Buck. I'm not going to
It wasn't fair to blame
talk
Ubaldo
poorly
for
about
that.
it.
It wasn't.
No.
It wasn't fair.
You're asking Ubaldo to pitch in a way that he's not normally used to close out a game, and it's not a position he's normally in. He wasn't ready for it.
He did get rocked, though.
So, he did.
But see here, so as a casual fan, I enjoyed the game. Every year I root for the Beltway Series. I want the Beltway Series to happen. Nats and Orioles. How great would that be?
It would.
Super Bowl, Redskins, Ravens. Oh, wait a minute.
Okay.
The Ravens
Football.
are playing the Redskins this weekend, Kristin.
Sunday. All right, so we're 3-1.
you got? Who you
which
got?
is Ravens, of course. 3-1. We're having a great year compared to most. I'm rooting for Purple Baby. I have
that's all you
to.
got?
I bled orange this week. I am
You
getting
cut
back
your
into the
starting
game.
running back
Let's go
this week?
Baltimore. Come
right.
on, I'm counting on you.
All right, well, that wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode and archive episodes online anytime on Facebook or YouTube by searching for Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more highlights and news from around the county, and we'll see you next time.
Go Ravens.
Go Skins!